Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have two videos for you tonight. The first one is from Judge Shackelford, and she has a defendant in her courtroom who stabbed another woman. The only problem is she's being sentenced for a reduced sentence, a reduced charge. It was originally felonious assault with a deadly weapon, but she pled it down to a misdemeanor, and they never contacted the victim. And then the defendant harassed the victim on social media. So that all comes out, and I'll let you guys watch that. And then the second video is with Judge Gerald Prill. And you know how they say, nobody of the opposite sex can spend the night at your home while the child is there? Well, this mother believes that to be the father's sister and the father's mother. So she's been denying him his parenting time. There's some other BS that she's thrown in too for reasons to deny, but that's the biggest one, in my opinion. So I'll let you guys watch. And then my logo, you're going to notice my logo is getting bigger because there's a thief out there. Someone who likes to steal my stuff, Credence and Mikey's stuff, Time Served stuff from Phil, Tommy V's. She's just taking our videos, downloading them and uploading them as if they were her own, and she didn't do any of the work. So my logo is getting larger. It's what I have to do to keep, fake people from stealing my stuff. Anyway, I'll let you guys watch.
So we're on 23-2442, the state of Michigan versus Mackenzie Kelly. Can I get your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Nancy Kessler appearing on behalf of Ms. Kelly, P number 80549.
All right, Ms. Kelly, can you tell me your name?
Mackenzie Kelly.
Okay, thank you. All right, so what's the time and date set for sentencing? Have you had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigative report?
I have, Your Honor, and I've also reviewed it with Ms. Kelly. To my knowledge, there are no additions, deletions, or corrections to be made to the report.
Okay, and I see Ms. Sanchez, you're here, Ms. Sanchez. You have a right under the Crime Victims' Rights Act to make a statement if you would like the court to know anything prior to sentencing.
I do.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay. I just feel like, for one, I don't think I was properly informed of this being counted as a misdemeanor and not a felony. I didn't think it'd be reduced to assault and battery, and to me that's been affecting me a lot because the biggest thing that I'm upset about was that I was stabbed with a knife that night. She stabbed me with a knife. She knows she stabbed me. And I've tried talking to my prosecutor, but I guess there's nothing much I can do. I've reached out to my victim advocate several times. I haven't heard from her at all. For months, I just feel like I haven't received the help that, I've been seeking, but I just I guess there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to read what I have. On the night of 11/26/23, I was physically assaulted by Mackenzie Kelly and her roommate. I'm sorry. Can you hear my dog?
I'm listening. You've got my full attention.
Okay. My dog is going crazy in the background. I'm sorry.
I can.
Okay. I was physically assaulted by Mackenzie Kelly and her roommate, Kelsey Strait. On that night, Mackenzie initiated a fight with me and stabbed me, and Kelsey was putting her hands on me at the same time. The night severely impacted my mental health and my sense of safety. Throughout the several months of waiting for this day, I have been highly disappointed with the justice system. I have reached out to my victim advocate and yet to speak to her once. I agreed to a plea that was suggested by my prosecutor, but feel as though I was not in the right state of mind when he first told me about what we were discussing. We discussed the plea agreement and possible options, but that day we met, I was very like emotional because I was going over everything with him that night, or that, that happened that night. Um, and we just discussed talking about it some more. Um, and so that I could have some time to think about it. And then a few days before the last court appearance, he told me that they agreed to the plea, and I asked him what exactly the plea was, and so he called me the following day, and I had like woken up from like a night shift. So it was like I worked night shift, and I had slept a few hours and woke up and kind of heard about it, but I wasn't again in the right state of mind. So I just feel like I don't know, I would have benefited more if I had things in like writing to what I was agreeing to. Um, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. Um, and let's see. I would have never agreed to this plea had I known the charge for felonious assault would be dismissed, and that she would simply be getting a charge for misdemeanor for assault and battery. I feel like this diminishes what had happened to me. I was physically assaulted with a weapon. And now it's just like her criminal record just shows that it was just like, she hit me. Like, I feel like it's just diminishing everything that I've been through and what I've been going through. Um, the fact that I was stabbed with a knife was the most traumatic thing for me that night. The night of the incident, I did not even know her name. I didn't know her name. I didn't know who she was. I knew her Instagram handle, and that's all I knew about her. And that she was Kelsey's roommate. I had to find out what her first name was from a police officer after she had stabbed me. So just to me, that's just insane. Um, but I didn't even know this person, and she stabbed me with a knife. Um, um, It's insane to me that she would attack with someone with such violence that she does not know at all, that she had a knife from the moment I arrived, and that she inserted herself into something that had nothing to do with her, then proceeded to try and antagonize me through Instagram DMs after I had left and called the police. I just feel like I've been victim blamed for a lot of this, and I just kind of want to clear up what happened that night, why I was there, and that I was never seeking out violence or to cause trouble like this. Um, and yeah, because after I had left and met the police officers at the site, she sent me a message over Instagram saying, haha, or I can read it, but I think it's in the documents I've sent, but just kind of antagonizing me some more and said your little boyfriend's going to jail.
Read them to me.
I'll,
You
I'll-
have?
I have
Is
them.
this your case, Miss Davidoff?
I'm sorry.
No, I'm Miss Davidoff is behind you.
This is for right now?
Yeah.
No.
Kelly, okay. Miss Sanchez, read me the messages. Tell me what you received. Have you had a chance to see these, Miss Castoff? No? Who did you provide these to?
They told me to email it to. I submitted other things after she got out of jail. She was posting up on how there's a lot of things.
Wait. After she was arraigned and got out of jail, you were sent things after that?
No,
Or
she was posting
posted?
things, making fun of court and stuff like that. But I can go to the.
Miss Sanchez, I'm going to give you an email that I want you to send these documents to. Miss Castoff, we're gonna have to adjourn this sentencing. I'm gonna see what the content of these are. And I'm also going to make sure, Miss Sanchez, that an advocate listen, as a judge, I accept or reject a plea based on factual bases, but I don't negotiate pleas. I don't, whatever the two parties do between themselves, and a prosecutor can offer a plea as long as the victim is notified. The victim doesn't necessarily have to agree with it. We know that as attorneys, but wait a second. But I want to make sure you have a chance to talk to an advocate. And I also want to make sure that all of those text messages or Instagram messages have been reviewed by probation, and Ms. Castaw, and the prosecutor before sentencing. Because I've not seen them. Ms. Castaw, defendant's counsel's indicated she's not seen them. And if I'm going to make any determinations, or if they're going to sway or my decision with respect to sentencing one way or another, we should all have a chance to look at them.
Okay, Your Honor.
Yeah, Ms. Castaw.
My understanding is that she was notified of the plea offer by the prosecutor's office, and based on her statement, she later, I think, changed her mind about it after we had entered into a plea. So it wasn't that she.
But I wasn't fully informed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's the prosecutor's decision. That's not mine. I just think if she's not ever had a chance to speak with an advocate, she should have someone should call her back. So I'm just going to have Mr. Shajra have our advocate, who I haven't seen on today, speak with her. We're going to get the information and pass it on to everyone, and we're going to adjourn this sentencing out for a few days. There's going to be you can't have any contact of any kind. Do you understand me?
This was like right after the incident.
Okay.
I want to clarify that.
Sanchez, I'm going to give her right. I'm going to go over this because we're going to be crystal clear. And then I'm going to give you an email and we're going to pick a date. You can't write her, call her, email her. You can't send her anything. You can't go to where she lives or works. One of the most important things is social media. All right. Posting on social media. It's one thing to contact someone. It's another thing to start posting. Right? You shouldn't be posting about this case. You shouldn't be, things get to people on social media. And I don't talk to your lawyer, don't talk to me. Okay. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to keep you out of trouble. Don't do it. Nothing. Talk to Ms. Castaw about that. Okay. We're going to adjourn this out a few weeks. Ms. Castaw, you want to look at the next few Mondays?
Yes, Your Honor. Just give me 1 second, please. Your Honor, I'm good on the 18th and the 25th.
All right, let's do the 25th. And that way we have a few weeks, and that way everything can be reviewed by all parties. So Ms. Sanchez, we're coming back on the 25th. We're going to come back at 9 a.m.
Okay. But what does this mean? Like, what can I do for myself?
Well, that's why I'm going to talk to the prosecutor. Ms. Castaw, if you want to stay around, I'm just going to make sure that an advocate is available. And Ms. Sanchez, we're going to make sure that an advocate from the prosecutor's office has your contact information. And it means that all the parties are going to review whatever messages you have, because you indicated you uploaded them somewhere. I have to assume it was evidence.com, but nobody's seen them. Yeah. So we're going to make sure that they're available and that everybody has a chance to review them prior to sentencing. So we're returning 3/25 at 9 a.m. Bond is going to continue along with those no contact instructions.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, what was the time? 9 a.m.?
9 a.m. Can we do that? Does that work for you? What do you want?
I believe I can.
I could do 11 or 11:30 if that works better. Or I could do 8.
Do 11, Judge.
All right, we're going to move it to 11.
10 o'clock even, that's fine as well.
All right, let's just do 11 a.m. All right, we're going to return 3/25 at 11 a.m.
I have one quick question. Is there a way to subpoena another person? Because Eric Odom also has video evidence.
Ms. Sanchez, this is all stuff you need to talk to the prosecutor and the advocate about. All right, I can't, but hold 1 second. I don't think we have her here yet today.
I know Anna's here. But I think Ms. Dennis is here. Anna's here.
All right.
She's
All
talking
right.
to somebody.
Miss Dennis is checking in now. Miss Sanchez, I'm going to put you in a room with the victim's advocate, but it's
Okay.
going to take a minute, okay? And she
Okay.
should be able to help you or answer your questions. And then I need an email for those messages. Do you see the chat function?
Yeah, yes. 1 second. Maybe I don't.
Second.
Do you want me to put my email in the chat?
Yeah, I don't want you to send it to everyone. Do you see Amy M. Court Recorder, co-host?
Mm,
She's going to send you a message. Just respond with your email and we'll have someone from probation send you an email so that you can forward all those messages, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, and then of course, Ms. Castle, we'll get them right to you and right to the prosecutor.
Yeah. Omar is in his office.
He is, yeah.
Do you want me to?
Do you want to bring him in real quick?
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Morning.
Hi, Judge.
How are you? What are you hearing?
A plea, Kelsey Nolan.
Okay, give us just a few seconds and I'll get to you. Morning. Did you get Ms. Sanchez's email? Okay. Ms. Sanchez, you will receive an email today from probation so that you can send all those documents in. And we're just getting Mr. Shajra in here right now.
Okay, thank you.
And Miss Dennis, good morning. Can you hear me? Hi, good morning. You're muted. Miss Dennis, we have the complainant here or the victim here on Mackenzie Kelly. She has a lot of questions. Is it possible that you can speak with her in a breakout room once we do?
Yes.
Once we handle this hearing? Okay. Mr. Shajra, can I get your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Omar Shasha on behalf of the people, PH 6332.
All right, so it's come to the attention of the court through the complaining witness, Ms. Sanchez, that there are some threatening messages or some other instances that have occurred at some point in the case. It sounds like much earlier than the plea. I don't know the date. But she's going to get them to the probation department and the probation department will send them out to both of you, both counsels.
Understood, Judge.
And I'm going to put her in with Miss Dennis, but she has a lot of questions and she probably should speak with the two of you at some point.
And Your Honor, did she say that those were sent before or after the arraignment?
Well, she said when she got out of jail.
Okay.
So I don't shake her head yes or we don't know. No one's these are allegations. That's it. Right? But we have to get to the bottom of it. That's why we're going to make sure that both attorneys have a copy of whatever this is. I don't know. But Ms. Sanchez, we'll get those from you. We'll get them to everybody. And then we can reconvene on this on March 25th. Okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to put you in with Miss Dennis. Mr. Shajra, if he can, will pop in and answer any questions that you have as well.
Okay, thank you.
March 25th at 11.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bond continues.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Sanchez, hang tight. We'll put you in with Miss Dennis.
Andrea Camacho versus Matthew Henney, 22-207-193-DS. This is a show cause regarding allegations against Ms. Camacho. She is present. Mr. Henney is present. Would you both please raise your right hands?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you.
Your Honor, an order was entered, stipulated order of support was entered on May 26, 2022, granting the parties joint physical custody for Mr. Henney having every weekend parent time from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6, with the exception of the second weekend of the month where Ms. Camacho would have parenting time. That order also states that neither party shall have members of the opposite sex overnight during their scheduled parenting time. We have two show causes on for today. One against Ms. Camacho for denied parenting time, and one against Mr. Henny for alleged overnight guests of the opposite sex.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention that.
Back on August 5th, 2022, we were before the court on a show cause for denied parenting time, at which time at that hearing, the court had found Ms. Camacho in contempt for violating the parenting time order. No sanctions were imposed at that time. The parties had agreed at that hearing that the right of first refusal would be removed from the original order. So again, as I stated, we do have a show cause today against Mr. Henny for allegedly having members of the opposite sex overnight during his parenting time. I believe Ms. Camacho had stated in her complaint, also a reason for denying parenting time of melatonin being given to the child. I'll let the parties explain a little more of that, Your Honor. But we've had a complaint from Mr. Henny that he has not seen the child for the weekend of February 2nd and the weekend of January 26th to January 28th. And we also received another complaint on February 21st stating he did not have the child for February 16th, 17th, or 18th. So we have received numerous denied parent time complaints since this time.
February 2nd, just one day?
That week, the weekend of February 2nd.
Oh,
2nd, 3rd, 4th.
2nd, 3rd. So we're talking 9 days.
So January 26th, 27th, 28th, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and then the other complaint on February 16th, 18th, 19th.
Or 17th.
16th, 17th, 18th. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. All right, let's begin with the alleged denied parenting time. Sir?
It's just simple. She's just been denying me parenting time. I just want to see my kid.
Did Ms. Camacho tell you why she was denying parenting time?
There's all kinds of excuses, Your Honor, and none of it's true. She's
I heard
claiming
melatonin. I read that. And actually, I saw it in a text message too. How do you respond to this melatonin issue?
I've never given my son melatonin until she told me that she was giving him it. And I looked on the bottle and it said 1 gummy, before sleep. And that's what me and my sister followed. She was watching him while I was at work.
Okay. So how do you comment regarding having members of the opposite sex over when you're supposed to have your time?
It's not true, Your Honor. All I do is work, and when I'm not working, I'm with my kids. I don't have no interest with any other women because my last relationship was just terrible. I just don't need to be around them.
So are you saying you don't even have a significant other?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. How old is the child? I don't want to mention the child's name, but how old is the child?
It'll be 3 in May.
All right. Mom, how do you respond to all this? And your complaint against father relative to members of the opposite sex.
Okay, so as it states in our court order here, it says, where is it? Neither party shall have overnight guests of the opposite sex during his or her periods of custodial time until the further order of the court. So I had called front of the court to have that verified and cleared of like what that means. So that states like even your sister cannot stay the night because I was trying to move into.
That's not correct.
I actually called to see if I can move in with my cousin, and they told me that because of the way it's stated in our court order, it's so vague that it wouldn't be capable of me living with my first cousin.
Who did you speak to at the front of the court?
It was somebody that had answered the phone. I'm not sure of the person's name.
Male or female?
Female.
Oh, Your Honor, the order itself doesn't specify unrelated. It only states individuals of the opposite sex.
I see. Okay. That's probably why.
That, and Your Honor, that's probably put in there because of, we had the right to first refusal for during periods of time when the other parent is unable to care for the child directly for 4 hours or more. So
Right.
when that got taken out, that was like a security for not having, because he doesn't have to have a significant other, but he can have a sexual partner. Regardless if it's his sister there, and he's, because there's times where he has claimed that his sister is babysat, and there's reports of her staying with somebody else at times of him saying that she has babysat, but I can't get those reports because it's in a court like proceeding. So I wasn't allowed to get that. Yeah, between her and another person there. So I wasn't allowed to obtain the police reports.
Let's just take a time out for a second. The issue of members of the opposite sex deals with well, not primarily, but exclusively significant others. In other words, a girlfriend, boyfriend. I mean, it's 2024 now. It doesn't matter, gender or otherwise. A significant other in a romantic relationship. That's what it's supposed to say.
Right.
But I understand why. I can understand why the front of the court may say that, because it is not clear in the documentation. So my question to both of you is there any objection to modifying that order to reflect members or any significant other, what I mean by a romantic partner, rather than a family member, because it is not designed for family members, not at all.
Well, I'm not saying like I care that his sister's staying there.
No.
At all, but that's with it being so vague. I have a police report of me calling to have a home check, and the police officer didn't do anything,
But what I'm saying is I'm willing to forego all of that. And if the parties agree that it's regarding significant others, that would make sense, because then you can move in with your cousin. Your sister can be involved. That's what I'm saying.
His sister is the one that's been giving my son melatonin.
Well,
when it's not supposed to be given.
Well, again, let's back up. Do you have any objection to modifying the language to reflect significant others rather than anyone?
No.
Do you have any objection, sir?
You're talking about my sister?
No, I'm talking about significant others. I'm talking about romantic partners. That's the thrust of why these things are placed in court orders, so as not to confuse the child.
That's correct. I mean,
So you don't have any problem with removing that portion either?
I think that I like it the way it is. I mean,
So that, in other words, if you're living with your mother, you can't have the child there.
no, not like that, of course.
Well, that's what it says.
Well, I guess I'd like a change then, if that's
Okay.
how it's being.
I would agree. The whole idea of this is regarding significant others so as not to confuse the child. Court will order that provision, Ms. Schultz, is modified to reflect significant others. That doesn't pertain to any gender or any preference. It's a significant other, a romantic relationship. Any question about that, Schultz?
No, Your Honor, and my recollection is that when I had initially met with the parties, that was their agreement, but it looks like that is not what was translated.
Agreed. Okay, we've addressed that. Let's talk about why the child did not go to dad.
On the simple fact of his sister has been giving him melatonin on times that she shouldn't be giving him. One was for a nap. She gave him a half of one and then gave him a full one at bedtime. And I have stated to her, I have even submitted, like wrote out a thing like to keep James on the same schedule, because when I had him in daycare, he was going to his father's on the weekend, and while his sister was babysitting Monday, take him to daycare. By Wednesday, we would get him back on a schedule. Thursday, we'd have one good day, and then Friday, he would have to go back to his father's. And even the daycare was complaining, the daycare is closed now, so I couldn't have the daycare supervisor subpoenaed to verify that.
So
in basically,
primary reason you're denying the parenting time is because the child's receiving melatonin from his aunt.
yeah, which we have joint legal and joint physical. And if she's been giving it to him at half of one at nap time and a full one at bedtime, like that, to me, that's way too much.
How are you getting the information other than I saw a text message?
And she's verbally has spoken it to me and in text messages.
Okay.
And then for his denial of parenting time for his first complaint for Christmas, it was verbally agreed upon that I had.
Oh, we're not talking about Christmas. We're talking about January 26th through the 28th.
Oh, I'm
2nd, 4th, and February 16th.
I'm sorry. I thought he had filed a complaint for them. I'm pretty sure I thought I received something for that complaint.
Was there Christmas involved as well?
Let me go back.
Okay. While you check, oh no, there is one.
That was his initial complaint.
Break.
Yes.
Parenting time during the 2023 Christmas break and weekend of January 26th. So it's Christmas break as well?
It looks like the notice from December 27th was denied parenting time from December 22nd at 6 p.m., December 25th at 10 a.m. So the first portion of Christmas break.
Okay. So why was the father denied?
He wasn't denied. I asked him previous to him filing that complaint to swap because of my schedule with my other child. I was supposed to get her for the first part of Christmas break so that she could have see her sibling. And when I had messaged him on Christmas Eve and we were texting back and forth, which I thought I submitted the text messages, but apparently I must have forgot or they didn't go through, of messages between Matt and I stating that he could get JH on Christmas Day at 10:30 and he never showed up.
Okay, but the child was supposed to be with dad on the 22nd. Is the child with dad on the 22nd?
No, because I was supposed to get my child and then he knew about it, but then he didn't even show up, like say that he wanted to meet, because we're supposed to have public meets and he didn't even meet anywhere for the public meet. Along with one of the times that he's complained, I have evidence of it on my phone. I didn't submit it because I didn't know that he filed the complaint of just recently of him saying that I denied him time, saying that to meet at the Clark at 6 o'clock, but didn't specify which Clark station. And I went there at 6 and just before 6:30, and he never was there. And then he said that him and his sister was at the Pigeon Clark station.
And what Clark station were you at?
Caseville, because that's the only Clark that I know. Pigeon is the Pigeon One Stop is what it's called. And there's a Clark in Elkton.
I'm assuming to effectuate parenting time, because you have communication with each other, you met halfway somewhere.
He lives in Pigeon and I stay in Caseville at my parents'.
Oh,
Yes.
I see. Okay. Mr. Henning, what do you say about all this?
Regarding what she was just talking about, that was last weekend. And I never filed anything about that because I was actually sick and I really didn't think it was fair for me to file anything because of me being sick, because my son wouldn't have had any. I mean, I didn't want to get him sick.
Well, let's talk about Christmas break first.
I don't remember any conversation about us switching our arrangement.
Well, why didn't you pick the child up on the 22nd?
I tried to,
You tried to?
and she denied me. And then,
Hey,
but
tell me about that.
the thing is, even
Back up. Tell me about that. Did you go to the location? Did you text her? Did you?
I was texting her and she was telling me
Or
she
did you
wasn't gonna.
have close? Is that ordered here in this case?
No, but I'd like for that to be ordered.
I actually sent him, like I downloaded the App Close app and sent him a link and he hasn't, did it so that we could use the App Close.
Okay, but, so you're saying that You went on December 22nd?
No, I was messaging her and she was telling me that she wasn't going to let me.
Okay.
But the thing is, if that's how it was supposed to be, and I was supposed to get him the second half of the vacation, I tried to get him that whole time. She would not let me have him at all.
Okay. What about February 2nd? I'm sorry, January 26th, 27th, 28th?
It's just a normal thing where I message her usually on a Friday, like, are you gonna let me have him or not? And she basically tells me no.
What about February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? Same thing?
Same thing,
16th, 17th, and 18th, same thing?
same thing.
How do you comment, or what do you comment relative to this melatonin usage?
I went by what the bottle said. I mean, if it was that big of a deal, I'm sorry. I know I apologized to her for it. It could be corrected, but I think she's making a big deal out of something that was just a simple mistake.
Mom, what do you want for melatonin?
The only reason why I had asked for the melatonin,
No, I'm asking you, what is the dosage that you are?
what it states on the bottle and what his doctor had said in an appointment to follow what is on the bottle, which is 1 at bedtime if needed.
Okay.
And I did write that out. I tried getting the thing from the doctors where her dictation notes of where it was talked about, and I didn't get it in time to bring it here.
Bottom line is 1 at bedtime as needed.
Yes, as needed,
Do you
because
have any
it's,
problem with that, sir? That's what it says on the bottle. I'm understanding as well, or not? What does it say in the bottle?
one at bedtime.
I don't remember the bedtime part, I'm sorry.
Okay. Do you have any problem with 1 at bedtime?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. Regarding the refusal, we're talking melatonin. That's the primary reason. There could have been discussion between the parents relative to that, but there wasn't. I'm just denying the parenting time. I find the parenting time denial to be wrongful. I will order make-up parenting time for father from the February 16th, 17th, and 18th dates, January 26th, 27th, 28th, February 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and for 2024 holiday relative to Christmas holiday season, if that's what we celebrate, father will have the full Christmas break.
Your Honor, can I say something? I didn't get to file a parenting time complaint about, for Thanksgiving, which that was one of the text messages that I had sent and submitted.
Go ahead and file it. Court will hear.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying, like, that's why the parenting time was different, because it was basically, I had Jameson for Thanksgiving, and then when he realized that it was supposed to be his holiday, he was at the bar drinking.
File a motion, Mr. Camacho.
But that's the same thing with the Christmas vacation.
I made my findings, and that's the court order. That'll be all. Thank you.
Judge, you are ordering articles.
Oh, yes, at close, I'm going to order as well.
And then to file a motion to have it to where we can have the right to first refusal, how do I do that?
I can't give you legal advice. But,
We just filed a motion through the,
well, you
I
can
would
file a
rather-
motion if you wish, but I always encourage someone to consult with an attorney.
is there a way that we can put that back into our order?
You're the one that took that out because she was using it against me, denying me
She
time.
can file a motion, whatever she wants, just like you can file a motion, sir. But she has to file that motion. That's not before the court.
In the first video, I think that defendant walked out of court going, oh, crap. Uh-oh, there goes my cushy plea deal. And I hope so, because what she did was horrendous. And then in the second video, I just think it's horrendous when a mother will deny the father being able to spend time with their child. I mean, it sounds like he may live with his sister or he may live with his mother, but I think that is horrendous. That's just ridiculous. That's not what the order meant, and she knew it. She just did it to spite him. And I hate women that are spiteful like that. Men just want to be with their families. They just want to spend time with their kids. It's disgusting when you do something like that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.